Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Another day, another scholarship. So today I'm bringing you excellent opportunities in Australia. Funded masters and PhD opportunities in Australia. These are fully funded masters and PhDs, and they cover full tuition costs, full living expenses, and even traveling allowances. So these are very generous opportunities. I'll be looking at them shortly. And particularly at two universities. First at Flinders University, and then Deakin University, both in Australia. So I will be telling you not just the applications requirements, but how to actually apply for these scholarships. So we'll be looking for supervisors together. We'll be trying to compose an email to a supervisor together. Yeah, we're doing things together to show you step by step on how to go about this scholarship. So do not just be in a hurry to rush to the description box and get the links. Yes, the links will be placed in the description box. But this video is aimed at showing you step by step procedures of how to actually do it, and not just presenting you with the scholarship opportunity and then leaving you to fend for yourself. So let's go into the juicy opportunities. So this scholarship at Flinders University, as the name suggests, as you can see on the screen, is sponsored by the Australian government and is known as the Australian Government Research Training Program. And this is for international students. So quick word about COVID. For now, the Australian border is closed for international students. So international students studying in Australia, if they are not already in the country, might have to study from their home country for now until the border is opened. However, for this scholarship, the closing date is in August actually. I think there's opening and closing dates here. As you can see, it opened I think in April and closes in August. So I hope before then, at least the closing after the closing date, it might take a week or two to go through the applications, and I think resumption should be late this year or very early next year. So hopefully before then, fingers crossed, the borders will be open and you can fly into Australia and do your PhD or your master's in person, face to face. So having addressed the elephant in the room, let's move to the opportunities. So you could read this info on your own. So we'll go just to the most important bits of opportunity, the eye-catching bits of opportunity you might want to know. So here, as we said, is a fully funded scholarship, $28,000 plus dollars for living expenses, covers international tuition, tax exemption, and covers your overseas healthcare as well. So this is a full package, and that's not all. There's also what they call a relocation allowance or an establishment allowance that should cover things like your airfares or your settlements when you move to a new country, and it's up to $1,485 as well. So they got you covered here. You don't have to worry about anything when it comes to cost of traveling or cost of tuition or cost of living. They've got you covered. So this scholarship is for masters by research or PhD. I've made this distinction in the past: masters by research and taught masters. For a taught masters, you're going to class, taking a number of courses, then at the end you take an exam. You might do a small research at the end as a form of a dissertation. But for masters by research, as the name implies, your program is almost entirely based on the research you'll be doing in the department. So there's like a topic or a general area, and you come to this department and take up this topic and research for the entirety of your stay. And by the way, I think it's about 2 years for masters, 3 to 4 years for PhD in Australia. So this is what the masters by research implies. PhD on its own, I think, is already clear. PhD is by research, so we do not need to emphasize on that. So it's masters by research or PhD. So they want you to have like a bachelor's degree already if you're applying for masters, or masters already if you're applying for PhD. Then show you're able to demonstrate your English proficiency. Then Also able to demonstrate your nationality. Of course, this is for international students. So if you have any like a passport, national ID to show them that yes, you're from this country and international student. So what are the important bits of documents or things you should put together? They want you to find a supervisor. Remember, it's by research, whether you're doing a master's or a PhD. So you need a supervisor. You have to contact a member of staff. We'll be doing that shortly. I'll show you how to do that shortly. I'll open that tab and show you how to contact a member of staff. They also want you to have some kind of publication, whether it's your bachelor's and dissertation, or whether you've actually gone forward to publish like in journals, you've written conference papers or working papers. This is an opportunity to share it with them. I think they need at most 5. It doesn't have to be up to 5, but they need at most 5. You have 1 or 2 here and there, and it will boost your application. Of course, your academic transcript, then research proposal. A number of people get jittery when they hear the word research proposal, but here they just said 500 words, so you don't need to be wary about this. 500 words research proposal is actually quite simple to do. What topic are you interested in your field? So give a provisional topic, give like a very brief literature review, just 500 words after all, what the key authors are saying. Then give the gap in the literature. What new things are you adding to what is already existing? And what method will you use to find this, to fill this gap? So a provisional topic, do a quick literature review of what people have said in the past, then what you intend to say now, your contribution to existing knowledge, then method, how do you intend to go about this? Finish, and that's the summary of a research proposal. If you want a detailed video on the research proposal, I actually did this about 5-6 months ago. I did a detailed video on the research proposal, especially for those writing long research proposals like 2,000 words, 3,000 words, 5,000 words. I have you covered on that as well. There's a video on this channel on research proposals. So let's move on to the next item. Academic referees, 2 copies. I think that's also very straightforward, simple. Try to get it to them before the 6th of August this year. Then a CV. I've also done something on the CV. Then English language requirements. That is also clear. That is also clear. So the other things here you could read about the process of applying, how to upload your documents, how to open an account. But remember I said something about supervisors, because if you do not get a supervisor in the first place, no matter how spectacular your application documents are, whether you have a first class or a high 2-1 or work experience or publication, if you do not have a staff member who is interested in your research, then unfortunately you won't have a place in the university. So it is important to put a lot of effort in finding a supervisor. And they said here that you need an informal agreement with somebody in the department, and one should agree to supervise your work. So now we'll be going to contact a supervisor. So now I'm clicking on the link, looking for how to find a supervisor. And usually there are a number of departments already, so you look for the department that best aligns with your interest, your background. So guys, this is the page. Let me just show you a shortcut. So just move down to the page. Yes, just move down to the page where you see find a research supervisor. It's down here. And here type your subfield, the area you're interested in. Let's say data science. Okay, data science. Let's see what comes out for data science. Okay, so here these are the professors specializing in data science, and of course data science is also quite broad. There are different subfields, so data science is a very broad multidisciplinary field, so there are different subfields. So pay attention to the profiles of these different professors. So for instance, here you can already see this professor here does something about agriculture, so you can always click on his profile and see how he does data science and agriculture. So here there's data science, machine learning. There's something about health here, digital health. There's also engineering here. There's nursing, there's statistics and engineering. So you look at their different profiles, click on them and see which one best align with your interest. So let's go to Dr. Greg and see what he is about. So let's see whether we're interested in his work. So this is Dr. Greg. This is what he does. So you quickly go through his profile and see whether it agrees with your own research interest or focus, or if there's a way you can find an interlink, an overlap between what you intend to do and what he's doing already. And look at, I think you also have a list of his publications, the research he undertakes. It's important to pay attention to all of this because you will be using these bits of information in the emails you eventually send to him. Is important. You'll be sending him an email and you have to have a summary of what he's doing already, which is research interest. And then you go and tell him, oh, I've read through your profile, I've seen your publications, I've seen your teaching, and I'm interested in what you're doing. I see an overlap between my interest and your area of specialization. So you have to mention particular areas he's working in. For instance, he's working in these are different areas he's supervising, for instance. These are different areas he's supervising. You could mention that, oh, I saw in your profile that you supervise somebody on wireless visual sensor networks or something. So make sure you're making references to things you find here and showing how you have a background in them already and how it can help you. So for an email to a professor, for instance, to this professor, send him an email saying, introducing yourself, introducing your academic background, probably introduce your work experience as well. Then show your research interest, the area you're interested in. Since you're requested to submit a proposal, should have like a tentative topic already. Also discuss your topic with him. But this is your tentative topic. This is the question you intend to answer. Then tell him about his own research, that you've gone through his profile meticulously. You found lots of areas of similarity between his interest and yours, and mention those areas, mention the publications, mention things you found here on his profile, and then ask him that you would like him to be your supervisor, that you would like him to be your supervisor, that you intend to apply, either for a master's by research or for a PhD, and you require at least an informal yes from him to supervise your work. And yes, and then remember to send him a copy of that proposal and a copy of your CV as well. I think those documents would help give more weight to your email. And that's it, guys. So we have another opportunity here at Belkin University, also in Australia. And I think the process is also simple. And even the funding package is also very simple as well. It's quite similar as well. So you have 28,600. Then you have relocation allowance as well and everything, and health, and so it's covered. Then you have the masters for 2 years, stipend for 2 years, for PhD 3 to 4 years, and of course you have the applications requirements here as well. This is also for masters by research or a PhD. So if you're looking for a supervisor, for instance, you can go to this help here, this help tab. Look for how to find a supervisor. Look for how to find a supervisor here. If there's anything about supervision here. There are lots of info on this page, and in your own time, sit down, digest the information on the page. I think most times we're in a hurry to apply, and we do not pay attention to some of the information written here on the page. So these are things you have to read on your own and look for how to find a supervisor, or type as we did in the Flinders University. You can also type PhD supervision or research supervision and see the list of people that come out. So now we're now in the research tab, and now find contact potential supervisor. So these are the different faculties in the university. You have Faculty of Arts, Education, Business, Health, Science, Engineering. So let's say I'm in the schools of humanities and social sciences. So I'm interested in politics, and politics usually is in this subgroup. So this is the page of the academics in this subgroup. There's anthropology, criminology, the rest of them geography, humanitarian studies. Let's see if there's politics. Okay, see politics and policy studies. So my duty now is to go through the profile of each professor here and see which one's best aligned with my research interest. For instance, I'm interested in the politics of state forgiveness. Politics of state forgiveness. Then I check closely and see which of them does something close to this area, the area of political amnesties, of conflict resolution, of peace building, and things like that. So we'll go there and check if there is anybody here. And interestingly, this particular professor also works on Nigeria. And probably I want to look at Nigeria, politics in Nigeria. So I already see that these are his areas of interest: United States, Nigeria, United Kingdom, and Australia. So there's already somebody doing something on Nigeria. So it could be a potential supervisor since he already works on that country. So that's it, guys. It works on political competition, political accountability. If I were to apply this university, for instance, for my current PhD research, which is about political parties and voting behaviors in Nigeria, I think this guy would have been an excellent fit for me because he specializes in Nigerian politics. He's into party competition, he's into governance accountability, and things like that. So I could send him an email, tell him my interest, tell him my background, and ask if he's available to be my supervisor for my PhD research. And that's it, guys. I think we're done for today. There are a number of other Australian universities offering similar opportunities because these funding opportunities are provided by the government, the Australian government itself, and they've sent out a number of funds to different universities. So probably apart from Flinders and Daikin University, there are other universities out there giving similar packages. So you could use the same format I've taught you today to look for other opportunities in Australia. And take advantage of this, guys. I think I've been able to explain to the best of my knowledge how to approach this. But in case you have further questions, do not fail to put them in the comments section. And of course, as I said, the links to these scholarships will be placed in the description box of this video. And yes, we're done for today, guys. Thanks for listening, and bye bye for now. I will see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye.